Hello, you're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. 58 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. Eritrea and UN launch development cooperation framework. Stadium stampede kills 8 people in Africa Cup of Nations soccer match. And F-35 crashes while landing on USS Carl Vinson in South China Sea. The local news. We have an announcement from the Minister of Health. 58 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today at quarantine centers and testing stations in the central, southern, Ansaba and North Eritrea regions. Out of this, 27 patients are from testing stations in Asmara Central region. 18 patients are from testing stations in San Afa 8, Mandefara 5, Dubarawa 4, and Adrayah 1, southern region. 10 patients are from testing stations in Habaro 8 and Karan 2, Ansaba region. 3 patients are from quarantine centers in Masawa 2 and Dahlak 1, North Eritrea region. On the other hand, 89 patients will be receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the southern 45, central 42, and Gashbarga 2 regions have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 8,871, while the number of deaths stands at 95. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 9,390. Ministry of Health, Asmara, January 25, 2022. Eritrean and UN agencies launched 5 years development cooperation framework on the sectors of infrastructure, agriculture, energy, industry, health, education, as well as capacity building. At a ceremony held at the Dendon Guest House today, in which regional directors as well as other senior officials of the UN in Africa took part, Dr. Gergis Teklamikel, Minister of Finance and National Development, gave briefing on the medium and long term of the national development objectives issued in the 1994 National Charter. Dr. Gergis said that soon after independence, the development objective as well as the strategies made a good start with GDP growing at a rate of 6 to 7% before the war unleashed over Eritrea in the 1998 to 2000, which followed by the so-called no war, no peace situation for almost 20 years. Dr. Gergis also stated that the no war, no peace state of affairs was a mixed situation of the nation-building process on one hand and the threat of war on the other, and what Eritrea asks the United Nations in general and African brothers is working in cooperation and support of the implementation of the set-out national development objectives. The ceremony was also attended by Ms. Sofia Tesfa Mariam, permanent representative of the state of Eritrea to the United Nations. During their stay in Eritrea, the regional directors and senior officials of the United Nations will hold meetings with ministers and other senior officials focusing on mutual cooperation in various sectors. They will also visit various developmental sites and projects. Excuse me. The Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare reported that in 2021, commendable social welfare programs have been implemented. The comment was made by Mr. Tedros Adhanom, head of social welfare at the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare, during an interview he conducted with Eritrean news agency. According to Mr. Tedros, in 2021, over 4 million nakfa has been distributed to families of martyrs, and about 310,000 nakfa contributed by diaspora nationals has been dispersed to 82 needy citizens. Mr. Tedros also said financial support has been extended to a number of needy families, including the disabled, elderly people, foster families, as well as HIV/AIDS victims and others. Moreover, Mr. Tedros said that on top of extending material and financial support to families of martyrs and needy citizens, the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare is providing vocational training at the Asmara Dabat Training Center with a view to enable the citizens become self-supportive and productive members of the society. And now back with international news after a short break. Welcome back. At least 8 people died and 38 were injured when fans stormed a soccer stadium hosting an African Cup of Nations match in Cameroon's capital. This is according to the government. The images shared on social media showed a panicked crowd trying to squeeze through a narrow entrance gate at the newly built Olimba Stadium in Yaoundé that was hosting a round of 16 games between Cameroon and Comoros. One video showed dozens of fans scrambling over the stadium fence as police officers walked by. The stampede comes as a heavy blow for the tournament, which had grown in excitement on the pitch in recent days thanks to some match upsets, but which was under scrutiny for lack of readiness beforehand. The government did not give any information on the cause of the crash or whether fans were allowed into the stadium without tickets. At least 7 United States sailors were injured following a landing mishap involving a combat aircraft on the deck of a nuclear-powered U.S. carrier, which was sailing in this, is according to the U.S. Navy. In a statement issued, the U.S. Pacific Fleet Command said that an F-35C Lightning II jet was conducting routine flight operations when the crash happened on the deck of the island. Of the 7 sailors who were injured, 3 were medically evacuated to a treatment facility in the Philippines' capital of Manila. The statement did not say why the 3 personnel had to be evacuated, but added that they were later assessed as stable. The U.S. Navy said that the cause of the in-flight mishap is under investigation. The navies of China and Russia conducted joint anti-piracy drills in the northern part of the Arabian Sea with the aim of enhancing the capabilities of the 2 countries' militaries and safeguarding strategic maritime routes. This is according to the Chinese Defense Ministry. A total of 5 warships plus vessel-based helicopters and Marines took part in the exercise. During the drills, the Chinese-Russian flotilla practiced training courses including joint maneuver, saving hijacked vessels and transporting injured personnel with helicopters in a mock joint anti-piracy operation, the Chinese Defense Ministry added. The drills further enriched the meaning of the China-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership of Coordination for a New Era and gathered beneficial experiences for the 2 sides to conduct anti-piracy missions together. An intense cold weather front named ERi-TV was sweeping through Greece yesterday, bringing snowstorm and causing travel disruptions and power outages for several hours in many regions. This is according to local authorities. The Acropolis Hill and the thoroughfares in the capital Athens and even the city's southern seaside suburbs were covered in a thick blanket of snow. With severe traffic congestions in urban Athens, the authorities have announced to close several routes on the city's northern part. Some urban rail transit lines to the Athens International Airport stopped service due to snow on track. The severe cold front began sweeping across Greece over the weekend. Meteorologists said that it will recede tomorrow. And now a reminder of the top stories. 58 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Eritrea and UN launch development cooperation framework. Stadium stampede kills 8 in Africa Cup of Nations soccer match. And F-35 crashes while landing on USS Carl Vinson in South China Sea. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.